Hey everybody, I've been getting a lot of questions in the comment section on the annuity videos or any video that had anything to do with annuities. And I want to make sure I clarify a few things because there is a stigma about fees, and these questions keep coming in, or more comments saying they're filled with fees. So I want to make sure we make some distinctions on the different types of annuities out there. It's very hard to Google this topic and try to get some straight answers between the sales spiels and everything else that you get out there. It's the same thing as reverse mortgages. Getting good quality information is very difficult. So first things first, there are lots of different types of annuities. So that's the first thing we have to understand. It's like saying the word stocks. Well, there's tons of different types of stocks out there. There's a preferred stock there. We got to understand there's lots of differences here. So the first type is variable annuities, and variable annuities generally do have those fees. Now, I've seen some very low fee structure variable annuities, but I don't know that I have any use for them. Tax deferral is a double-edged sword. And so if it's a very low fee variable annuity, it doesn't have any of the fancy bells and whistles. There's no income guarantees. There's no nothing. And it's really only used for tax deferral. And in most people's cases, there's no reason for it. Okay, so variable annuity, you're going to have the general account fees, the fees from the insurance company. If there's riders are special fund things like death benefits, and most commonly the guaranteed income benefits. You'll also have the mutual fund fees, which you're not going to see on any of the statements. That's going to be on that prospectus that is 150 pages thick. And then there's sometimes transaction fees. Be careful about those. That's where they'll get you. And unfortunately, I still keep seeing the statistical average in fees and variable annuities around 3%. So yes, there are fees in variable annuities. If you have a variable annuity, if you're getting a variable annuity, laser focus in on the benefits that you're paying these fees for, and make sure you have a plan to use it properly. Now, the rest of the annuity world, at least the major specific products that are out there, the MYGAs, the fixed annuities, okay? These MYGA stands for multi-year guarantee annuity. This is simply a CD from an insurance company. That's all it is. These genuinely do not have fees. Now, the world is trying to adjust the commissions and allow advisors to take fees. But if your advisor is not taking a management fee, then the insurance company paid them a flat commission, and it did not come from your money. To me, the definition of a fee is somebody actually reaching into your account and taking money away from you, right? If a bank issues a CD at 4% interest, they paid a commission to the kid at the counter that gave it to you. There's no secret that all the big banking institutions out there pay commissions to all those employees in the banks for everything they do, whether it's opening a new account, even for existing customers, or doing a CD or anything else. So the bank then takes this money and invests it and hopes to make more than they pay you. And that's why there are no fees. Okay. Now, if you think they can issue it at 5%, but they only issue it at 4%, and you consider that a fee, then you can find fees in anything. Genuinely, there are no fees in fixed annuities, or what's called MYGAs, multi-year guarantee annuities. The money you put in there is your money, and it grows by a fixed interest rate, and that's it. Nobody's taking money out of that account in a fee. Fixed indexed is just a variation of a fixed annuity, a MYGA, okay? Sometimes you will find optional enhancement fees, maybe better earning potential, but you have to pay a fee for it. Maybe better liquidity, access to the account, but you have to pay a fee for it. But the key is that these are all typically optional. The fixed indexed annuities pay interest into the account, and they are not taking a fee out of these accounts. We have to understand that when we look at these fixed indexed annuities, they're paying interest based on how a stock index does. They are not investing in these stock indices. And that's where the confusion comes in. If you see a cap of 5%, well, then that's essentially their fee because they get to keep all the. No, that's not how this works. They can pay you every time it's sunny in Seattle, they could pay you a % interest. Okay. They're not investing in these stock indices. In general, they're investing in corporate lending, corporate bonds, essentially, but they're the market maker in the bond world. They buy bonds that we can't buy. And then they're using options trading to buy the option to buy that index because they can't own stocks. Insurance companies were regulated out of stocks in 1905. So we have to remember they're just writing a contract that says, here's how we will pay you interest. So there are no fees coming out of this. If there's a participation rate of 50% on the S&P 500, that doesn't mean they keep the other 50%. They did not invest in that stock index. So very important to understand that in the most cases, there are no fees in the fixed indexed annuities unless you're choosing some optional enhancements within that. And then there's the deferred income annuities, which sometimes are fixed index, but they're adding riders to them that have fees. And I've seen I've seen some of the free ones that are out there that don't actually have a fee coming out. But most of them are going to have anywhere from, say, 0.95% fees on up to 1.5% fees. Okay, and that's a genuine fee where they're reaching into your money and they're pulling their fee out. So we got to make sure that we understand that there's lots of different types of annuities out there, and they're going to be treated differently. For the most part, a fixed MYGA or a fixed indexed annuity, those are basically just like CDs. So let's look at the structure. We have a bank. The bank entices you to give them money, whether it's your banking accounts just hanging on to your money so you can pay your bills and do all that kind of stuff, or CDs or whatever else the bank is doing to make sure you're giving them and letting them hold on to your money. They take your money, not their own. They take your money and they go invest it, right? And then they hope to pay you less than they made from their investments. So they invest in things like credit cards and auto loans, and they do mortgages, and they do stuff like this. That's how they make their money, right? And then they pay you the interest. They don't have to charge you a fee in that CD. So that's the idea of how this business works, right? They like using other people's money, investing it, and paying you less than they made from their investments. It's a beautiful business. Well, guess what? Insurance companies are the same, and I will always argue they are a much better mousetrap. Look, they have products like annuities and life insurance, but they also have home, health, auto, business insurances, all those insurances. And we've been paying these things our entire life. You're not allowed to drive a car unless you have insurance. We are forced to pay into these insurance companies. So we keep paying and paying and putting money into these insurance companies, and they keep investing, and they're hoping to pay us back less than they made. That's the whole point of their business model, right? That's how Warren Buffett made his money. So let's understand that banks and insurance companies are really in the same business. They take other people's money, they invest it, and they hope to pay you back less than they made. That's it. So we're not always going to see fees in their products, right? CDs don't have fees. Some bank accounts do, some bank accounts don't. Some bank accounts pay interest. Same thing with annuities. Some annuities have fees, some genuinely do not have fees, okay? So let's be careful about what we're Googling and how we're understanding things. Let's make sure that we have a good understanding of these things before we make assumptions. All right. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that clears up the fees in the annuity world. If I can help in any way, or you want to even discuss it further, I'm always happy to jump on a Zoom or certainly meet in person if you're here in Arizona. Always happy to help. We're licensed in virtually every state, and shoot us an email, give us a call, comment below. Always happy to talk about any of this stuff. Share it with friends. and hope this helps. See you next week.